I want to show you where I make everything, where I just do everything every day. Everything you see here is kind of like my mood board. Like I don't have a mood board for my brand. I just wake up every morning. I just look at like what's hanging up in my room and have that be my biggest inspiration. But yeah, these are my most recent decks I made. I made these back in 2021. This is like probably the first thing that kind of blew me up on TikTok. Everyone, when it comes to like, you know, having like iconic, you know, icons like these three, and you put it on a board or a t-shirt, it's gonna sell well. Not only that, I'm not saying I'm talking about money, but in general, like, this sold better than anything on my t-shirts or my garments. So that's why I have all of them hanged up. I'm Chris Ambers, and my clothing brand is called Amberbysoul. My life started to change when I decided to start doing clothes, you know? I never really like thought I'd be in this industry by like just a small decision like that. I was afraid though, I can't lie. But I was like 18. Just kind of told my parents like, fuck, trying to the 9-to-5 shit real quick. But I'm not saying that like 9-to-5, but like try to like do my dreams, you know? I'm young, you know, so why not chase my dreams? But that was the scariest part, but I feel like that was my life change. I'd done big shit, you know? But there hasn't been a moment yet where I say my life changed, but I feel that's like the most significant one. I was like that kid at like school that would come in with a box logo and everyone would be like, why the fuck? You know, like he just caught that shit. Like, it's like I was known as a hype beast, but I didn't even care though, because like I got that shit for retail. Honestly, that's why I was high school, you know, just a nerdy like clothes, video games, and music. Always going to concerts, bro. Me in high school was just kind of the same I am right now. I matured more. So like in high school with me, it was just kind of just less responsibilities. That's really all it was. No, but yeah, you see my room, bro? For the most part, I have a lot of stuff that I really collect. Like I'm a huge like video game nerd, especially the classic Xbox. These are like the best games in the world. I love like newer games too, but Hit and Run, Spider-Man 2, like Halo 2, San Andreas. This is like childhood shit for me. So like, I always have this on deck. On this side right now, I'm a huge car nerd. I had a bunch of stuff right here, but this is just a bunch of cars I collect. I like a Beamer, I have an 836. So like if that makes, you know, any sense on why this wall looks like this. This is probably my favorite thing in my room. I can't call myself a skater. I always loved the culture. And Flame Boy, like Enroll Industries, that was the first deck I ever had. This is like really sick. And then on this side, this is my clothing, bro. I've been collecting clothing forever. This is from like last year, got that. I love this. This is actually the sample too, much longer. Like everything that's like in here are all samples that like I never even dropped. More stuff like never dropping, but I love it. It's satin, silk, clean, bro. I have a lot of pieces I just never made. I love vintage, bro. Honestly, that's the #1 thing, bro. Shit, a bunch of these pieces are sick. Like this old 50s like varsity jacket, one of my favorite items. If I'm not wearing my brand or my homies' brands, I love wearing my friends' brands like Lost Data, Destroyer. I like wearing bigger brands too, but I wear Pleasures, I wear Supreme, I wear all that stuff. But like honestly, like the #1 person I wear that isn't my brand is Ass Pizza. I love Austin, shout out Austin. But for the most part, you know, I'm always rocking my stuff. Come on, the jersey. This is like art, bro. If you guys don't know, I actually work at Money Merch and I'm the sticker developer there. All these brands here I got to work for, except for like the FTP one, but all the small ones, like these are sick. Bro, this is my hack side. I love a bunch of these. Like some of them I made them, some of them just a bunch of brands I collect. But yeah, bro, I'm like, dude, I'm really into art. I have Father Steve's like actual tag on here. This one's sick. When I met him, I had my graffiti book and I had my marker. I was like, it was the right chance. But I have that, and then I'm into Logic. I know, right? I'm that guy, but I'm into a lot of music. But Logic, he's so sick, bro. I got this shit signed. This is like the second concert I went to. And then more stuff that I'm into. Shout out to Kobe, RIP, GOAT, best basketball player of all time. Ass Pizza, like I said, if I'm not wearing my brand, I'm wearing Austin shit. And then more, yeah, that's my room, bro. You can literally like tell what kind of person I am by the way I live in. This is my mood board, honestly. I never really look at anything else online. Like this is my desk right here. Like I make all my stuff in here. But this is just like one part of Amberbysoul. This is not even the main thing. I have to show you my studio. And that's where I really be making my pieces, where I screen print, where I sew, and where you see like me develop a whole production run. Man, but shoot, man. Well, that's pretty much my room, bro. But on a serious note, I want to show you guys my studio where I make all my fucking t-shirts and hoodies and screen print. Basically where I sew shit. Whoa. But yeah, this is basically my backyard, aka Amberbysoul's headquarters. This is basically where I sew everything and like I screen print all right here, bro. Now right now I'm about to just screen print this graphic. This is actually gonna be on a ringer team, but before I even run a production run, I have to practice on just printing anything out, to be honest. I went thrifting earlier, got this for $6. Fuck it, be lit. This is tough. It's older too. I just really like the color of it. When I go for like designing for my own product, I like looking at vintage clothing as like a source. Just because like The quality of the garments from the back then just last longer than most garments nowadays. And honestly, the cuts are like really what is like in now. You look at Balenciaga, you look at like Supreme and all these brands, it's just a bunch of benches like mixed with like newer cuts. Some of these items have like meaning for it. Like I put the Hate Kill Destroy for this most recent collection due to the fact that just how I'm feeling right now, bro. My last collection was called Can You Take Away the Pain from Tomorrow? And that was just inspiration from the album. Everyday activities kind of just goes into like my product, like from music, the stuff I do with my friends. And like if I want to make a t-shirt, I'll do like whatever I feel like. So like this is like the newest thing. When it comes to just making product, you don't know what's gonna hit. Like you can think the coolest shit that you ever made is gonna be the next hottest product and it completely doesn't sell. And then you make a product you literally don't give a fuck about and that like moves more and or even sells out, or better yet, like becomes your hottest product, which happens to a lot of people. But it's not a bad thing though, because that's how it is fashion, bro. Like nothing's like in trend until you make it in trend, to be honest. But that's what it is. Like there's innovators, there's people who create shit, and there's people who steal. And the people that steal and they're innovators, they make the best art. I wasn't even trying to screen print my own clothing. Just COVID happened, bro. Everyone had like 2.5 years and the stimmies were hitting, you know? I'm not like other people like spending that shit on stupid shit. I just invested into a lot of the stuff I can do. Bro, I was working at Goodwill and going to college, like studying fashion, and that hit. So like it ruined an internship for me, it ruined a lot of stuff for me. So I was like, shit, I'm not gonna force one L to like ruin like everything. So once I got home and like COVID happened and everything, I just got into screen printing, bro. I bought a 4-color press. I was using the simple eBay press I got for like 150 bucks. Like you can't really tell yourself you want to start a brand if you're not even willing to try to like make your own shit. Right now, I'm just opening the screener now. This is called pulling. So it's just called pulling, pushing the ink through the screen. Some people call it flooding. I just call it pulling. It's a very important part of the screen printing. Otherwise, you're gonna be missing parts in your graphic and stuff. When it comes to screen printing at home, you really gotta just practice and see until you get that perfect print. Cause like, when you do everything DIY, it's just kind of part of it. What I did right there was called flooding the screen. So you're able to see the full graphic on the other side, which means you're basically ready to start screen printing. But I'm printing on a zipper, so the print's not gonna be guaranteed looking cool, but fuck it. I like my DIY stuff. Some people push, other people pull. I do both. People really have like mixed opinions about that. To me, whichever one does the job, that should be the one you do. And since this is like a graphic that's angled and it's gonna be on a zipper, I like to use 2 squeegees to really push the ink through. And that's basically the end product. Just that rugged look. I fucking love it. And then right here, right now, it's called curing the ink. The ink has to get to above 300 degrees. I forget the exact number for it to cure properly and not wash off and like during the washing process when you put it, like, you know, do laundry and stuff. But this is a very important part in screen printing because no one wants a shirt that comes completely right off, you know? It took me a while. I used to use a heat gun, and like this is just one part. Like in the industrial part, they have an oven which they can print like over 100 shirts and like heat press and like completely like cure the shirts quick. This is just all DIY setup. The crazy part about using vintage too, I wash it and it still smells like I'm old. I don't know, it's just like, fuck, bro. When I first started Amberbysoul, I was really having a hard time finding blanks. Honestly, working at Goodwill was kind of like a good blessing because I'll get vintage blanks like coming in. And my boss was cool with me just buying them. And that's kind of how I caught my first little wave before even like on like TikTok and Instagram. It's because people were like, they were asking where they get this shit, and then like, it was kind of the 101 shit that kind of blew up online, bro. I like that fact that the person that owns it is the only one that's gonna own this garment. You'll see right now when we go into like my little showroom, you'll see where I put this garment on too. But for the most part, I love the way this thing fits. This is tough. It's not even done yet. I still gotta do the back print. I'm pushing a message for Stanton, bro. Not many kids here really do anything much about like fashion, and like, bro, we recently got a 2nd Street here, so like that was sick. It made me seem like there's like kind of like a little fashion scene going on where I grew up. So Stanton, it's just home. That's why I rep it so hard in my brand. That's honestly why like Amberbysoul kind of has a little way, bro. When you look at my brand, you see, not only do you see Stanton, you just see Orange County, bro. Like faces that people that grew up here, bro. The whole meaning of my brand is to like get like support for underappreciated communities, per se, you know? To really like show like the different cultures of Orange County, because a lot of people think it's just like all like HB or like COV, like everyone's all beachy. No, man, like you actually drive in the middle of it, you go to Anaheim, you see like Asian culture, you know? Like every type of culture is going out. Like, it's just a blessing. This is sick too. I love this print. Stanton's home, bro. It's not the prettiest, it's not the coolest, but it's my home, and I like to represent it heavily in my clothing. My photo shoots, the models, the people that wear it. Like, don't ever forget where you're from, bro. I forget that I'm in Cali, man. A lot of people forget that they're in Cali because they feel like everything's so far away. It's like, not really. Like, you drive, I live like an hour away from like LA, 2 hours from San Diego. And that's what I love about here. Like, I'm in the middle of Orange County too, you know, so there's just going on here too. You really gotta just use what you have, bro. I know people in like Utah making moves, you know? It doesn't matter where you're from, but if you can make shit happen from your own home, why wouldn't you? Yeah, no, this is awesome. This is dope. I love it. This whole collection was inspired by Flip skateboards. The first logo ever literally said, "Hey, kill, destroyed." I just took that and I've been like, you know, recreating it and like using it into like my brand. But let me show you guys my next collection. Like, this is all like stuff that I have made for the next like couple pieces. This is a ringer tee. I really love it. Another crazy tee. Kind of like, it's Mickey getting crucified. I know, it's funny. But it's also kind of like, you know, flabbergasting for people that are very religious. I'm Catholic, so like, for me, I know it's like something like, you know, very provocative, but I look at it, it's just more so just part of like, you know, saying the meaning. The collection's called Hate, Kill, Destroy. It all fits with it. My next other piece, super simple, just a simple color print, independent hoodie, great. And then like I said, bro, I always practice on vintage. Vintage is the #1 key. This older champion Blake is sick. More vintage. Just stuff that like never, like this is probably never gonna come out. This is just like so I can really just practice the prints and get stuff going. Hats. This one's sick. Hate, Kill, Destroy. It's about to be a 5-year anniversary though. I started this when I was 19. And then like when I've been wearing this whole video, is this is honestly my favorite piece. It's a thermal, but it's not just a basic thermal. It's heavy, has like a very like specific fit to it, and I got this screen print. It was just dope, bro. But what I'm wearing it right now, this is after you washed it multiple times. It hasn't shrunk on me, which is like the #1 thing I always look into garments. When I do cut and sew, I don't make it here in Stanton or like around, like I make it like overseas or with another manufacturer, just because like I know how to make flat patterns, which is like illustrations, which is a very important key with the coming and starting a brand. Like, you need to know about illustrations. Honestly, my best advice to any kid that wants to start a brand, go to Goodwill, buy a bunch of t-shirts, repurpose them, blanks, go to Walmart, anything you can get a screen. Screens are like 40 bucks, maybe 50, depends on where you can get them. But yeah, bro, just start printing them. I started on the floor with just a screen. Like, you can really start this brand just like overnight. All you have to do for success is hard work. So, dude, talent really doesn't get you nowhere if you have no discipline and no hard work in you. If you're willing to put in the work, I can't guarantee you success, but I can guarantee you there's something or a role in this industry for you, which is probably like better than nothing. All right, bro. Honestly, I just wanted to bring you guys here because like, I mean, when I was 18, this is like where I started shooting my first collection. So like from where I started now, it was only right to just show you like where it started, you know, because like use your environment, use where you grew up from, bro. I just picked up a film camera and I just started shooting with my homies, and then from there it just kind of like the collection just took off. And it's just cool because like when you see Amberbysoul, you see like community, you see like Orange County. I use Orange County models. It really matches my aesthetic and matches what my brand is, you know, because I'm trying to represent, you know, a SoCal lifestyle through my brand, and like with casual, comfortable clothing, like being the main thing with it, you know. Who I admire? Man, Sean Stussy. He's just such a GOAT. Honestly, like he's really like what kind of made me want to do clothing in the first place. That's why I even came here, because like the reason I even shot my first collection on 4th Street is because I always loved Stussy. I take a lot of inspiration from my brand to them. And like sometimes, like I said, bro, everything's already been creative. Like if you can make something and think it's original, but someone already did it, so just drop it, you know? Like sometimes like thinking really doesn't really like help. You just gotta like make the piece, make the garment, because you don't know what's gonna hit. Like some items sell, some items don't sell. It was like the first brand going up that I was like actually into, where I was willing to collect pieces, which I feel like every designer kind of has like that brand that gets them into fashion. For me, it was fucking Stussy, because like growing up, I thought it was always the coolest shit in the world. Stussy tribe, like that's just dope. It's not just Stussy that I like Bape, I like older stuff. I like even newer brands, like anything that's out right now, like Bad Sun, shouts out to Bad Sun, bro. They're sick too. Like, there's a lot of dope brands that are sick. And not just that, like, there's a lot of local brands besides myself that's pretty cool. Yeah, what I'm gonna show you right now is where I shot my most recent video. Literally, like, my last collection, I had like 13 like models pull up on me. My best advice to any student out there or any kid that wants to start the brand, just go on your story and, yo, I'm looking for models, and offer free clothing as pay. I tell you, the kids are gonna want it. They love the free clothes, and if his clothes are dope, they're gonna pull up no matter what. That's how I do it, bro. Just find the perfect person, bro. Here it is. I think my tags are all cover up, bro, but literally, like, I be getting up. What else can I tell you? I started my brand because I got fired. Alternative retail. Basically, they do warehouse sales for like surfing brands like Hurley and like Ruka. And in the day I got fired, I went to my car. I was all bummed, trying to start my whip. It wasn't starting. I was fucking mad. It was just like, at that point, my car was just like not really popping up. But I don't know if you guys know what it is, but it's ABS, which is anti-brake system. That thing kept popping up on my dashboard on my car. And I was like, oh wow. I said it in my head, Amberbysoul. And the reason I said Amberbysoul, my car wasn't starting, but the radio was on. And what was playing? De La Soul. It's me, myself, and I. I was sorry for just getting fired, and then I just made the Instagram that night, waited like 3 months, made my first piece in college, and from there it just kind of like became this. That's like kind of like the kind of lore behind that name. My best advice to everyone, just like, you can do it too. For real.